How did you start the 3D robotics?
So it was a long story. As a background, I've been always in love with airplanes as a kid, and I always wanted to be a pilot. And also, I feel fascination for computers, programming, repairing, building computers. So it just makes sense to me, like at the right time when I was like 21 and I knew more like advanced programming and all that. The right technologies come in to allow me to start like prototyping with sensors that you can use in airplanes, and I was just doing it for fun. So eventually I determined that I can use, microcontrollers and the sensors to stabilize my remote control helicopter. So it's the combination of all my world: computers, airplanes, flying. Wow. So I was just super entertained. It was Legos for me. So, I was documenting what I was doing, posting on the internet, and roughly took me like 2 years to make the first prototype to fly. So, at that time, I got very popular on the internet. In that community, it was very small, so I was very popular in that small community about making the drone. And they told me, "Hey, can you build me one? I give you money, whatever." So I started, figuring out the way to develop it. So I make a few prototypes. I make like 40. I create a store, online store, and then I just sold them like in. I was expecting to sell them like in 2-3 weeks, and I sold them like in 14 minutes. All sold out. So that's the way I started. Like the more I build, the more I sell. Getting the code better. Then the community started helping me doing a better code. They become open source projects, and the rest is story.
Story.
Yeah.
And how is your relationship with Chris Anderson, which was the former editor of Wired magazine?
So he was the first one to contact me privately, and he said like, "Hey Jordi, I see you're super motivated and everything, and what do you need to continue?" Money. So he said okay, and he just gave me dinero por favor, and he just gave me for free $500, and just email it to me a check. And I got the $500, and I was like, wow, it was too much money for me back then. And I used this to buy the components that I needed, and he was always supporting me. Like, he was very busy, he's a busy man, but he was always like 100% like checking on me, like, are you okay? Do you need something? Can I give you something? If I had any legal problems, whatever, he was always there. So that's the way we become friends, and eventually when I founded the company, he naturally became a partner.
Okay. And what are the uses for the drones that you see that are more promising?
Oof. The problem is that every day they come with new applications. This is the magic of making a platform. Everything that needs something in the sky, and before you cannot afford it because renting a helicopter is very expensive. Now you can do it, and even if you don't know how to fly, now you can do it because actually the drone is flying by itself. So this opens many possibilities. So they are endless. So now you have researches like sometimes they need just to put a prop, like I don't know, in the water and then come back. Now that you can easily do it now with a drone, save money, safer and everything. This is just like small applications that make a huge difference to a few people that may not see it like huge, but for them it's very important. Like big applications are agriculture, for example. They have a spectral cameras. They can tell from the air. They can quickly map every day a huge crop and analyze the data in 15 minutes after they land, and they can clearly see like black spots and like. Based on the reflection of infrared on the plants, in this special camera can detect that, and then you get the pictures and you can clearly see when if red is healthy, if it's black, something's going on. Why? Because it's not reflecting light.
Who is buying your drones now?
Because
what kind of people?
We have been in changing customers, but the first one, there were hackers, scientists, professors, universities, students, small businesses. They have special requirements, and we're not talking about just the United States. It was worldwide. So since day zero, when I started the company, I exported internationally. So main countries like England, Germany, Spain.
They are most are used for photography or
research
a lot.
Because I sell you the platform. You can basically integrate it in your airplane, and then in your airplane you can put whatever you want. So your limit is your imagination.
I see.
So many people had just very different applications. Of course, they were advanced. But as also the technology mature, it becomes easier to use, and also we start selling more integrated products. So we started moving to a more commercial market, like photographers, artists, or people that are doing more not so robotic, so techy stuff, and now that I can easily use them to solve specific problems like real estate.
Yes.
Or even insurance. Like if you're a company that gives house insurance, now they use these drones to map your house. They can see the topology, 3D topology, the risky areas, and in base with this information, they save it. And if something happens, now they have a proof that's going to happen. And they also use it to evaluate how much is going to be the cost of the insurance.
How are you dealing with competition? You have Phantom, the DJI, which is your main competitor.
It's the main competitor. We have different approach, but they're really strong. DJI is a very world enemy. Like we respect them a lot, and they're a really cool company. It's like the lead of what to come for the Chinese industry. They're 100% Chinese, and they have the best factories. They own everything. They're backed by the government, so they have a very, very powerful country. Powerful company. But we have our own, and we have very strong software compared to them, and we're based in Silicon Valley, and nobody can beat Silicon Valley. And it's gonna take a while to China. So they have the hardware, we have the software, and somehow they're trying to do the software, and we're trying to do the hardware.
What about Solo? Is it going well in sales?
It's doing very well. Solo, it was actually a product that is actually competing directly with Phantom. And we started a war. We didn't want
That's why I asked.
We didn't want it to start, but it's basically like a war. But we're not trying to, it's just pure and healthy competition. But we have our stuff, and we're very proud of what you can do with Solo. Like the new feature we are able to add, and it's all software. So this software allows people to do very complex shooting and do perfect circles, to have like perfect circular shoots of something. Even you can also use this information to do 3D modeling with an after processing software. And now, just by a click of a button, before you need to be super trained, now you just press a button and does everything for you. So it's really exciting and really cool.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jordi.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.